I believe this team has an incredibly bright future, and I'm so excited to be here. We have a dynamic young core to build around, a balance of accomplished veterans, and a well-respected head coach in Brett Brown, who has built this staff and culture. I was here, I was a part of it. I see what he did to this environment and just how he has the pulse of this city. It's been great. We have a tremendous practice facility. Our front office personnel are tops in their respective verticals, and we have an amazing, amazing support staff. Josh and David were clear with me that the goal is to bring a championship to these fans in Philadelphia. I'm committed to doing everything in my power to lead the team to that goal. The fans, I know how passionate these fans are. I lived here over a decade. My kids were born here. I played in this city. So I understand what the expectations are. I look forward to driving us to that championship and being a part of that program. The 76ers on the Cups is something very special, and the next 12 months are really important. So I think that's why I was the leading candidate, to bring stability to our organization and this group that I know very well. In the near term, we'll focus on advancing deeper into the playoffs. In the long term, we'll be strategic and thoughtful in developing our young core and accelerating this team's championship DNA. So it's really an honor and a privilege to sit in this position as general manager, and I'm excited and can't wait to get started. So thank you.
We'll open it up for questions. Please state your name and affiliation.
Howard Eskin, WIP, and Fox 29. For both of you guys, Josh, in the organizational structure, who's higher in that structure, Elton or Brett Brown? And Elton, do you make final decisions on personnel as the general manager?
Yeah, so I'll start and then turn it over to Elton. So Elton and Brett are partners, like in every great organization, like in many great organizations in basketball. Elton and Brett are partners, and both of them report to me and to ownership, and we expect they'll be collaborating a lot. Ultimately, Brett is the on-the-court voice, and Elton's the off-the-court voice. And Elton will have, kind of the loudest voice off the court and final decision-making authority, subject to ownership. And like many organizations in the NBA, ultimately, when there are large decisions, ownership signs off on them, and that has been the case and will continue to be the case.
But who has the loudest voice, Josh?
On the court, Brett. Off the court, Elton.
They all get on the court at some point. That's my
Yeah, so I mean, sort of minute to minute, coach sort of decisions will be Brett, and personnel decisions, trades, free agency will be Elton.
First of all, thanks for the softball question, Howard.
You're known for that, Howard.
Yeah, we're not. So basically, basketball decisions, I'm going to make those. I'll make those recommendations to ownership. Coach and I are aligned. It is a partnership. He said partnership. It's a partnership. Teams that have won an NBA, the GM and the coaches have to get along. He's going to have the players, but when it comes to trades, draft process, I'm running that. That's what I've been hired for.
final say on a player.
Final say, coach is going to have a voice on it. We're going to discuss it. I'm going to make my recommendations to ownership just like any other team does.
So Josh has a final say.
On every team, ownership has a final say, especially for big landscape possible changes for our organization. Every team.
Mike Sealski from the Philadelphia Inquirer and Daily News, Philly.com. For Josh, given the way that Brian Colangelo's tenure ended, how great a factor was, for lack of a better way of putting it, Elton's image and integrity? The idea, you talk to him, everybody knows he's a nice guy, his reputation precedes him. How vital was that factor in light of what happened with the Twitter burner scandal?
Yeah, I think ultimately, Elton was the best individual for the job across the board. There were many factors in it, but everyone's aware of Elton's credentials as a player and how many years he spent in the NBA. But what we learned through the process of interviewing was that he had a great vision for how we could win a championship. He was a great leader. He was extremely well thought of internally, and understood our culture and what we were trying to do. So all of those things were important. Integrity is always, you start with integrity and end with integrity. And if that's not number one, then you don't do it. Obviously, you don't always get it right. But yeah, I think that all of that stuff was important, and he was the right guy for the job.
Tom Moore for the Bucks County Courier-Times. Congratulations, Elton.
Thanks, Tom.
I was wondering how much you will factor analytics into what you do.
That's a great question, Tom. So analytics is a great tool, and we've built one of the strongest analytical departments in the league, in my opinion. But I'll bring the human side. I'll bring the 17 years of evaluating talent and being on the court to add to the analytics. For example, when you see the board, when you see the computer and what it spits out in the numbers, there may be a player that might not fit. And I know that. I know what it'll do to the locker room. Or there may be a player not only using analytics to predict the future, but I think I can help use it to change the future, meaning identify a player that analytics say, he's done, or something else might say, oh, he can't play anymore. But us being close to a cap team, bringing in those players that can pay dividends for a great value, that's where the human side comes in.